He's the indoor racing champion of all Mexico.
Indoor racing?
And numero uno recording artist, telenovela star, and romance novelist.
Did you say El Chupacabra or El Cuckoo Cabra?
I have terrible trouble with mechanical things. Really terrible trouble. And of course, the world is becoming more and more technological. So, you know, old people like me, we just feel more and more left out. At the same time, we do see the downside towards this technology, and it doesn't surprise us so much when this latest wonderful invention that's going to make our lives better and simpler and, you know, faster doesn't. And I think that the world we live in now has deteriorated a great deal, and a lot of it can be put down to social media.
But you have quite an active web presence. You've got a Twitter account. And
I Twitter now, yes. I used to leave it all to my assistant, but I've now started doing it.
What's the thinking behind that?
It's nice to make jokes now and again. And occasionally, and Stephen Fry pointed this out to me, it means that you can publicize something that you're doing. Like I'm about to go on tour in Canada in September, but the seats have gone so well that we don't really need it. But I can put out a Twitter saying, I'm doing shows here and there. And this allows people like Stephen and me to bypass the British press, which is, of course, the top of our list. Not that you and the Independent are quite as bad as the others. And I hear that the Mirror is quite decent these days, but the rest are the most appalling, depraved, disgusting, amoral creatures you could find anywhere outside of prison. And, of course, many of them are going to be inside a prison soon.
Hey, Plane, landscaping was yesterday, man. Get off the runway. We're racing here.
Hey.
Second call for Strut Jetstream.
No.
Looking for...
Yo, I'm Strut Jetstream.
You're Strut Jetstream?
Yep.
A crop duster? Man, what's going on here? Is everybody getting to fly today? Man, your mama must have had high hopes for you. Now, you know you built for seed, not speed.
Disney films, to me, the popularity of them seems to be that there's very little jeopardy there, or it's always going to be a happy ending. And obviously that's a nice message for younger kids, but I was wondering if it's that healthy to teach kids all the time that life is always going to offer you success.
Well, you're heavy. But what I think that Disney actually does really well is infuse some very common human struggles, human insecurities, and conquering that stuff. And I think that's what makes their movies so long-lasting and so relatable.
I was once told that it was very important for kids' healthy development that they should grow up believing the world to be a better place than it actually is. And that is very interesting. And I think it's probably true. I think it is better to teach kids to be fundamentally trusting than to be fundamentally mistrusting. But then, of course, you then have to learn that you can trust an awful lot of people at your own risk.
In this movie, I would concentrate more on the idea that here's somebody that's going to face some pretty big fears to try to reach a goal that they really want. And, you know, that doesn't just take one person, it takes a community, you know, it takes risk. And yes, they do reach the goal and there is the happy ending at the end. But I think in a way, well, I don't want to say it, but I mean, I think it wouldn't matter if he won or didn't win. Like so I'm saying I don't know that the end is so, because I think the bigger thing is that he faces his fears and he conquers them and he goes for it and he gets so much out of that experience.
Later on, it's very important that they get information that allows them to realize what the reality is about the state of the world. And as I've got older, I have become more and more disillusioned about the way the world works.
Dusty, you're not built to race. You're built to dust crops. Do you know what will happen if you push it too far? Wing flutter, fatigue, turbine failure.
Turbine failure?
Oh no, I'm going down. Why didn't I listen to Dottie?
Yeah, why don't you listen to Dottie?
She's the smartest mechanic in the world. Oh my gosh,
What?
The orphanage.
No,
Kids, fly
not
out
the
of the
orphanage.
way. Kaboom!
The kids!